Title: The fish that changes its gender. Imagine a fish living peacefully among colorful coral reefs. It looks small, harmless, and ordinary. Millions of tourists see it every year while diving, and most people know it as the famous clownfish from the movie Finding Nemo. But hidden inside this tiny creature is one of the most incredible survival strategies in the entire animal kingdom. What if I told you that this fish can completely change its role in the family? Not because of magic, and not because of science fiction, but because nature designed it that way. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the clownfish to uncover the truth behind one of the ocean's most surprising biological adaptations. By the end of this documentary, you'll understand why scientists consider this tiny reef fish one of nature's greatest survivors. Clownfish live in the warm waters of the Pacific and Indian Oceans. They spend almost their entire lives inside the waving tentacles of sea anemones. At first glance, this seems impossible because sea anemones use venom to sting and kill most fish that come too close. So why doesn't the clownfish get stung? The answer lies in a special protective mucus covering its body. This natural coating helps the clownfish live safely among the anemone's poisonous tentacles. In return, the clownfish cleans the anemone, removes parasites, and even attracts food. Both animals benefit from each other, creating one of the most famous partnerships in the ocean. But that's only the beginning of the story. Inside every clownfish family, there is a strict social order. At the very top is the largest and strongest fish, the only breeding female. Right below her is a breeding male. The rest of the group are smaller males that patiently wait for their chance to move up the hierarchy. Everything seems perfectly organized. Until one day, the female disappears. This is where the clownfish does something that sounds almost unbelievable. Instead of searching for another female, the breeding male begins an extraordinary biological transformation. Over time, his body changes, his reproductive system changes, and he becomes the new breeding female. Then, the largest remaining male takes his place as the breeding male. It isn't magic, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's a natural adaptation that helps the group survive without having to find a new mate in the dangerous open ocean. But how does the fish know when to change? And what exactly happens inside its body during this incredible transformation? Science behind the transformation, but what actually triggers this incredible transformation? The answer isn't magic, it's biology. Inside every clownfish group, the largest female controls the social order. Her presence naturally prevents the breeding male from becoming female. As long as she is alive, the entire family remains stable, and every fish knows its place. However, when the female disappears, everything changes. Without the dominant female, the breeding male begins to experience major hormonal changes. Over time, his body gradually shifts from functioning as a male to functioning as a female. This isn't an instant event. It happens over weeks as hormones change and the fish's reproductive system adapts to its new role. Scientists believe this remarkable ability evolved because it gives clownfish a much better chance of survival. Finding a new mate on a crowded coral reef can be dangerous and difficult. Predators are everywhere, and leaving the safety of the sea anemone could be fatal. Instead of risking the entire group, nature found a smarter solution. The breeding male becomes the new female. Then, the largest of the remaining males moves up and becomes the new breeding male. In this way, the family continues without needing to search for another partner. It's an incredibly efficient survival strategy that has helped clownfish thrive for millions of years. But surviving on a coral reef isn't only about changing roles. The reef itself is one of the most competitive environments on Earth. Large fish, eels, octopuses, and many other predators are constantly searching for food. A tiny clownfish would normally be an easy meal. Fortunately, it has a powerful ally, the sea anemone. Its tentacles contain stinging cells capable of harming many animals. Most fish avoid touching them, but clownfish are protected by a special mucus coating on their skin. This protective layer allows them to swim safely among the tentacles while predators stay away. The relationship benefits both animals. The clownfish cleans the anemone by removing parasites and leftover food. It also helps improve water circulation by constantly swimming through the tentacles. In return, the anemone provides a safe home where the clownfish can hide from danger. This partnership is one of the greatest examples of cooperation in the natural world. Yet scientists are still studying exactly how young clownfish develop this protection and how they safely adapt to living among the anemone's venomous tentacles. Nature still holds many secrets. And perhaps the most surprising fact is that millions of people have seen clownfish in movies and aquariums without realizing that behind those bright orange stripes lies one of the ocean's most extraordinary survival stories. In the final part, we'll discover even more fascinating facts about clownfish, clear up some common myths, and reveal why this tiny fish continues to amaze scientists around the world. Even after decades of research, clownfish continue to surprise scientists. Their ability to change from male to female is only one part of their incredible story. Every day, these small fish demonstrate how survival in nature is often driven by cooperation, adaptation, and timing rather than strength. A healthy clownfish family depends on balance. Each fish has a role, and that balance allows the group to survive in an environment filled with predators. If the social order is disturbed, the group quickly reorganizes itself. This remarkable flexibility is one of the reasons clownfish have successfully lived on coral reefs for millions of years. However, their future is becoming more uncertain. Coral reefs around the world are under increasing pressure from climate change, pollution, and rising ocean temperatures. As reefs become damaged, sea anemones also struggle to survive. Without healthy anemones, clownfish lose the safe home that protects them from predators. Scientists are now studying how warming oceans may affect both clownfish and the sea anemones they depend on. Protecting coral reefs doesn't just help one species, it helps thousands of marine animals that rely on these underwater ecosystems. The clownfish reminds us that even the smallest creatures can teach us some of nature's greatest lessons. Strength isn't always about being the biggest or the fastest. Sometimes survival depends on the ability to adapt when life changes unexpectedly. And despite its worldwide fame from movies and aquariums, many people never realize that this tiny orange fish hides one of the most fascinating biological adaptations in the ocean. So, the next time you see a clownfish swimming through the waving tentacles of a sea anemone, remember that you're looking at far more than a colorful reef fish. You're looking at a species with an extraordinary survival strategy that continues to amaze marine biologists. The ocean is still filled with mysteries waiting to be discovered. Every reef, every deep sea trench, and every hidden cave holds creatures with unbelievable abilities that challenge what we think we know about life on Earth. If today's story surprised you, imagine what other secrets are still hidden beneath the waves. Perhaps the next incredible discovery is already swimming somewhere in the deep blue ocean, waiting for someone to find it. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the amazing world of the clownfish. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another adventure into the hidden wonders of the ocean. Tell us in the comments which mysterious sea creature should we explore next. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the biggest secrets in nature belong to the smallest creatures. See you in the next documentary.